Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I'm going to try to do this kind of fast because, it's just been a long day. But I wanted to say thanks to Eddie K. or the third, or whatever the case is, because he sent me this, and it was pretty funny. Dennis Miller on Pelosi. So you need to check this one out. The links will be down below, like always. I know some people said they had problems with the links on the last video. According to my view, they're there. So I don't know what else to do. Make sure that you pop open that description and check them there. If you're on like a cell phone or something like that, you may have to click a little triangle or something along those lines that pops that open. If you're on a regular video, you just go down here and click show more and it'll show all those. So anyway, I wanted to show you that one. And then there's this I wanted to show you because, C-SPAN did a vote. And they were asking, should the Senate vote guilty or to acquit President Trump? And it started out, with a lot of guilties, but then all of a sudden the Patriots jumped in and this is how it came out. I thought it was funny. And, it was down here. Methods. C-SPAN, let's do a poll to show Trump should be removed. Checks final numbers. And C-SPAN. Oh, yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'll leave the link down below for you. And guess what? Yeah, last time I did Twitter, guess what? You know who is weighing in on this. And, gearing up for the election, I guess. They want to make sure that, election content is not manipulated. But here's the problem. Who decides if it's manipulated and needs to be removed? Yeah, the people who don't like Trump. And who remove videos just because we happen to mention the name of he who shall not be named. Yeah, so you got to wonder on that, folks. It's going to be a battle. But here's an article by ZeroHedge on that. I thought he did a good job kind of summarizing what the real issues are, and I'll leave the link to that down below. This is something that Mollie Hemingway posted, and I wanted to point it out to you. She says, reminder that Nadler had told an associate in November of 2018, actually it was November 7th, I believe, that he hoped to use oversight of Kavanaugh investigation to begin impeachment proceedings there. And she did a whole article. Here's the article, man. It's a good article to read because Jerry got busted, man. And I don't know. Again, you can't catch everything. And I missed this when it actually happened. November 7th, 2018 is when she put this out. Remember, the election was November 6th. So this was the day after the election she posted this. I don't know who she talked to, but there was somebody who told about this phone call that Jerry got caught on. They were listening to it. And, he says some pretty interesting things about how they were planning on just doing what they could to try to take Trump out. So, it's so obvious. They're so stupid because they talk about it. And, they go on record. And so here we go. You need to go through this. I'm not going to read it. But, oh boy, this is one you need to check out because Jerry Nadler he pretty much just lays it out, the whole plan right there. And then I want to show you this. Axios puts this. Bernie Sanders is seeking medical release from a life sentence in prison because he's in the final stages of terminal kidney disease, he told the Washington Post. It wasn't Bernie Sanders, it was Bernie Madoff. Yeah, so it was Bernie Madoff, and they just made a mistake there, but I thought it was pretty funny. It was like, Bernie Sanders is serving a life sentence in prison? Well, not yet, but maybe he should be. Okay, here's another article from the Federalist, and this one was dated September 26th of last year. Top Romney advisor worked with Hunter Biden on board of Ukrainian energy company. Does this now make sense why Romney voted to convict Trump on that one charge? Yeah, it kind of makes sense here, doesn't it, folks? Yeah, Romney, and I believe that Romney's son was also involved in some way with things going on over there. But anyway, so this is a good article to read as well. Boy, folks, the ties are everywhere. It's like it's just got little tendrils everywhere connecting all of these people. Amazing. And so, yeah, that was pretty much it. Now, this was really odd. I just left this up here because it was like, okay, why? I've never seen this before. Some replies were hidden by the tweet author. So evidently you can hide things, but then it says hidden replies are moved to a separate page, which you can view by selecting the hidden reply icon on the tweet. Okay, just don't understand that. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. This person says I was a Democrat 6 hours ago. Speaker Pelosi, not real Donald Trump, changed my mind tonight at the State of the Union because she ripped everything up. So and here I guess view replies the tweet author has hidden. I don't get that. Anyway, here's just a post that shows what happened. And when she ripped that thing up, I'm telling you, they should have just ripped the entire Democrat Party right then, because that's what happened. A lot of people are feeling that way, really. I wanted to show you this too. This is one that the 17th letter of the alphabet pointed out in case you've been up with what he was doing today. But from February 5th. Now, this should be something that if you've been watching my videos all along, you're going to be kind of in the loop on this, because this is from Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson. They have been trying to get documents. Remember, they put in to get Hillary Clinton documents from when she was at the State Department. They put in to get documents from the State Department about Hunter Biden and Burisma. So this is an additional one now as of February 5th. And now what are they trying to get? Well, the Committee on Finance, that's Chuck Grassley's, and Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, that's Ron Johnson's. The committees are reviewing potential conflicts of interest posed by the business activities of Hunter Biden and his associates during the Obama administration, particularly with respect to his business activities in Ukraine and China. So now the last letters had to do with the Ukraine, but this one, China. In addition to several letters that the committees have sent to other agencies as part of that inquiry, the Committee on Finance also has written to the Department of Treasury regarding potential conflicts of interest in the Obama-era CFIUS-approved transaction, which gave control of Hennigs, an American maker of anti-vibration technologies with military applications, to a Chinese government-owned aviation company and China-based investment firm with established ties to the Chinese government. That transaction included Rosemont Seneca Partners, a company formed in 2009 by Hunter Biden, Christopher Hines, and others. Dum, dum, dum. Yep, there you go. So it goes on. But if you look here, these are all the letters that we already have discussed. And you even remember it's got this one to Karen Tramontano. We talked about her. She was the Blue Star Strategies lady, and she was doing lobbying for Latvian banks, which are renowned for money laundering. So yeah, that just kind of, when you've seen these documents before and you get to one like this, you're going, yep, I know what's coming. So that's what they're asking for here. He goes on. It's 3 pages long. Not a long read, but, well, and then, of course, Mike Pompeo's been a little bit on Twitter today, and the Citizens for Ethics, you know them as Crew. We've talked about them before, too. And it says, last year, Mike Pompeo held a faith-based briefing on the Middle East. Reporters who had been invited from major outlets were blocked from participating. The State Department refused to release the transcripts, so we sued and got it. Read it here. And I've got the entire thing. See, they were just ticked off. This is Crew's website. State Department officials baffled by Pompeo's exclusive faith-based briefing. Okay, get this. CNN was ticked off because they weren't invited to a faith-based briefing. Okay, it was for faith-based media. CNN is not faith-based media. Okay? We all know that. Neither is MSNBC or any of those other clowns out there. We know they're not faith-based. Why are they ticked off that they were not invited? Because it was for faith-based media. I went through the transcript. I went through the first, I don't know, 60-some, 70-some pages, and I saw nothing wrong with it. I just saw a bunch of people scratching their heads wondering why he hadn't invited the regular press. But that's about all. And there's that CNN article that appears at least twice that I saw. So this is a transcript of interview of Secretary of State Michael R. Pompeo with faith-based media. Here it is. It's from March 18th of 2019. Oh, it's just scandal. There's nothing in here. He's just answering questions that they asked, and that's it. I think they were really ticked off probably because there were a couple people. There was a lady from the Wall Street Journal, and there was another one from CARE, the Muslim group, that were invited and then uninvited. No, the CARE one was never invited. And the lady from Wall Street Journal was invited and then they took it back. So they rescinded the invitation. I don't know why. I really don't, but I just think it's funny. The press's head was spinning because they weren't invited to this. That was labeled faith-based media. And most of this is just repetitions of trying to finalize what his actual schedule is going to be. And I got to tell you, folks, I am so glad I don't work in this kind of position. I couldn't do this because it had like every minute of his day planned out. And it's like, no, please don't do that to me. I couldn't take it. So I'll leave it down below if you want to look through it, but it's just a bunch of emails. It's a bunch of people, as far as I saw, people scratching their heads going, well, we're not real sure why, but nothing nefarious. I saw nothing, but Crew makes it into that. Then I wanted to show you this article from The Hill. This is actually why I was looking up Pompeo, because former Simpsons writer slams Pompeo tweet, please do not ever, ever use Simpsons material. And so this was, was from the State of the Union. Of course, you know what happened there. She ripped up the paper. Well, a former writer for The Simpsons on Wednesday ripped Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for using a snapshot from the show to knock Speaker Nancy Pelosi, saying, please do not ever, ever use Simpsons material in your Twitter or watch the show or refer to it in any way. Yeah, okay. Bill Oakley, along with his writing partner, Josh Weinstein, was the executive producer and showrunner during the 7th and 8th seasons of the long-running animated sitcom. By the way, this particular thing was not from that time. He took to Twitter after President Trump's State of the Union to make the request of Pompeo, who tweeted an image of Lisa Simpson tearfully ripping up a sheet of paper, an apparent dig at Pelosi after the speaker tore a copy of the president's speech at the end of the address Tuesday night. And so this is their response, but here's Pompeo's tweet. So that's what he tweeted. I looked for it on his regular feed. I didn't see it, so I don't know if he deleted it or what, but I thought it was pretty funny. And so it was from an episode titled Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington, in which Lisa tears up her prize-winning essay about American values after witnessing a corrupt congressman accepting a bribe, shattering her faith in democracy. So just kind of, yeah. And he's just saying it, this guy's just saying it as a fan of the episode, not someone who worked on it because it wasn't when he was working on it. But just, the White House condemned Pelosi's actions, and this was a really good tweet, I thought. Speaker Pelosi just ripped up one of our last surviving Tuskegee Airmen, the survival of a child born at 21 weeks, the mourning families of Rocky Jones and Kayla Mueller, and a service member's reunion with his family. That's her legacy. I thought that was an awesome tweet. Whoever did that, good job. So, yeah, I just thought it was funny that, it's not the first time this Oakley guy, has knocked a Republican. So, yeah, he doesn't even want Pompeo to ever refer to The Simpsons again. Never, ever. Or watch the show, or refer to it in any way. Oh my gosh, these people, they've lost their minds. Speaking of losing your mind, This is a little bit of Chinese propaganda for you here. Pompeo again gets hit, and this lady says Pompeo claims to have lost his axe. Okay, she tells this story about this guy who lost his axe, and he saw this boy, and he just figured the boy was the one who had stolen it. So he watched the boy, and the boy's actions were very suspicious. And so he was accusing the boy of stealing his axe, and then he found his axe, and had just been lost all along. And so she's trying to say that's what China is, that Pompeo is making China out to be much worse than it really is. And yeah, you should hear some of the propaganda in this. It was just very interesting. She's not a fan of Pompeo's, that's for sure. And then the last one, and I have not even seen this yet, but I'm just going to leave the link down below so you can see it because I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But this is Body Language Ghost, and she has one of the President Trump for the SOTU. So it's 26 minutes long, so I hadn't watched that much of it, but I know her stuff is always really good. It'll be very interesting to see what she has to say about it and the body language of everything. So, anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.